kókó wá. Ìdàgbàsókè yìí dé mo wá sórí rẹ̀ bá mi yọ̀. Wájú la máa lọ àti gòkè àjù wọn lọ. Wájú la máa lọ àti gòkè àjù wọn lọ. Wájú la máa lọ àti gòkè àjù wọn lọ. Wájú la máa lọ.
Ó ń gbóná fẹlifẹli nìbàdàn, ìlú rédíò Aloore.
Bí kò ṣe lágbára tó kò sólóògùn tó lè rí ti ikú ṣe.
Bọ́lá kú ṣètò.
Ẹ kú bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe rí ní ibi gbogbo tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa káàkiri àgbáláyé orí rédíò Aloore èyí tó ń ta òun jáde láti iléeṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ GSM ní iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìròyìn àṣà àti ìrìn àjò afẹ́ ní Secretariat Agodi ní ìlú Ìbàdàn ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà.
Tó bá ṣe pé púpẹ̀ ní Ọlọ́run lọ́jọ́ kan tọ́lọ́run bá bínú.
Ibẹ̀ náà ni ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wa tí ohùn ti ń já geregere síta.
Bákan ní ìlú èrì pé kí ló dé tó fi pa o. Ikú ibà ti ṣèrú ẹ̀ mọ́ ẹni èṣù ní ikú ibà máa pa ikú ibà ṣàgbéjẹ.
Ikú ìbá gbowó àbá fún lówó.
Mọ́lá púpọ̀ púpọ̀ jù agbára látọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ọba ni. Ikú tí ó pa mú mi ni ó kò ní gbàgbọ́ o.
Ikú tí ó pa múmìnì òun náà ni ó pa onígbàgbọ́.
Ikú bá ń gbàrí báwo lọ́wọ́ olówó.
Ní orúkọ ọ̀gá wa pátápátá ní iléeṣẹ́ yìí tó tún jẹ́ alákòóso fún ètò ìròyìn àṣà àti ìrìn àjò afẹ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ọ̀gá wa dókítà Wàsíù Ọlátúbọ̀sún àti alámòójútó ibikulu tá ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí arábìnrin Bóyèdé Òjó àti àwọn amójú ẹ̀rọ mi Ṣẹ́gun Táíwò àti Dèjì Ọláwọyìn. Òun náà ni mo fi ń kí yín káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yín ètò wa ètò tẹ́tí ń retí ètò ipa tèmi fún ìdàgbàsókè àwùjọ fún ìdàgbàsókè ara wa fún ìdàgbàsókè ìpínlẹ̀ àti ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè.
Ìbá máa pa àmọ́ òun fún iṣẹ́. Lóbi jẹ́ kálù náà líla ìwà iná ìlẹ́yìn.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Yétúndé Fádípẹ̀ Ọládípò tí máa ṣe atọ́kùn ètò.
Aláwòrán ta ó sì padà sí òun àpẹ láyé tó. Ohun tó ṣe kókó.
Ètò tèmi àkànṣe ètò ni.
Àṣẹ rere mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ lọ́jọ́ tí kò bá dé. Kálẹ̀ ohun ṣẹ̀rí lọ́jọ́ tá a bá dé kì í yẹ mọ́ lọ́jọ́ tí kò bá dé.
À ń fi àsìkò yìí náà kí ọlọ́lá jùlọ wa gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé pé wọ́n kú ara fẹ́ra kù.
Àwọn olèdè wẹ́rẹ́ o. Mo tún á bá àmọ́kàn ní o àlìmú.
Fún ikú tó pa ojú ìkan lára àwọn aṣòfin wa dé ní ọjọ́ tí ò pẹ́ yìí.
Kò sẹ́ni tí kò níwàjà gbogbo apátálà ó lọ òun ẹ̀fẹ̀.
Gbogbo apátálà ó lọ ọ̀run máa yọ̀ mí gbogbo wa là ń bọ̀.
Ọba tó níṣẹ́ ẹ̀ tó ràn ó ìkẹlẹ́yìn ló máa ṣe síwájú kó níwájú.
Kẹ́lẹ́yìn má ṣíwájú òun náà làdúrà tí à ń gbà.
Wọ́n bá
ká má ṣe rí ikú ọ̀dọ́ mọ́.
ọkọ̀ pamọ́ tà ní ikú torí pé wọ́n ló pa bàbá mi ó di ìjọ kejì kó ló yá.
Wọ́n ní ikú tó ń pa ojúgbà ẹni òwe ńlá ló ń pa fún ni.
Talẹ̀ bùkẹ́ eku wa ń gbá kuru mọ́ ta lọ́pọ̀lọ́ àṣàrà ìlú wa ń dẹ́rù bà ta ní ikú wa hàn lẹ̀ mọ́.
Ṣùgbọ́n ohun tá à ń gbà ládùúrà náà ni pé kí ikú ọ̀dọ́ ká má rí mọ́.
Mo ń jẹun lọ́wọ́ o jẹ́ kí n ṣọwọ́ jẹ́ ìṣúré wọ̀ yàrá kí n dágbére fún dà.
Ikú yẹn náà ló mú agbègbè Olúwaṣẹ́gun Adémọ́lá Pópóọlá ẹni tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Popsin tó ń ṣojú ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn South East 2 constituency 2 ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ South East. Òun náà ni ikú pa ojú ẹ̀ dé ní kòpẹ́kòpẹ́ yìí. Àdúrà táwọn ń gbà náà ni pé a fẹ́ ikú ọ̀wọ̀ọ̀wọ̀ mọ́. Àwọn tí ó máa ń pa àwọn tó ti dàgbà tó ti dògbó a fẹ́ ikú ọmọdé.
Ikú tó ń pẹ́ ni tó sùn lágbàlá o yóò pẹ́ sí wèrè ojú títì. Ikú tó ń pẹ́ ni tó sùn láàfin yóò pẹ́ ni tó ń sábẹ́ gàdà. Tàbáyọ̀ wá ìlú lókè ọ̀dájú ní ikú ìkó kẹ́ni kankan fún. Ẹni bá wọn sàrà ìlú ló lè mú lọ. Tó bá wá sí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ tá a bá fà ilẹ̀.
À ń fi àsìkò yìí kí gbogbo ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ láti ibi olórí títí dé ibi tó dé. À ń kí wọn kú aráfẹ́ra ku ẹni wọn tó lọ.
Lójú bá mọ́ ọmọ tó bá fi sílẹ̀ yóò bá ṣọ́ra ẹ̀ tí tó bá fi sílẹ̀ òní jẹ́ orogún pín. Bọ́mọ tiẹ̀ wá pín kú tó di bílọ̀ ní àbó ti pẹ́ tóun náà wá sọ̀nà òun lọ ní. Ilé tó bá fi sílẹ̀ tó ń jọ ẹ lójú wọn gbé ẹ kúrò níbẹ̀. Bó ti dàgbà ń bá wọn sáré lọ gbẹ́ kòtò. Wọ́n kẹrẹ nínú sáré wọn sọ ẹ́ sí o.
Lórí ètò ipa tèmi, gbogbo ohun tá a máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ tá a máa ń gbéyẹ̀wò náà ni pé kí ni ipa tí oníkálukú ti kó, kí ni àwọn nǹkan tá a ti ṣe. Wọ́n ní ìgbà tá a bá kú là á dèrè, ṣùgbọ́n èèyàn ò sunwọ̀n láàyè. Kí wá ni àwọn nǹkan tá a ṣe tó máa jẹ́ àwọn nǹkan mèremère tí àwọn èèyàn fi máa rántí wa, tó fi máa sọ nípa tiwa pé àwa náà ṣe ń tó yẹ ká ṣe, a kó ipa tó yẹ ká kó, a sá ipá titi wa. Torí kò sẹ́nìkan nìkan tó mọ ìgbà tó lè yá, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ ìgbà tó dá, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ ìgbà tó ń lọ. Ìdí náà nìyí tó fi jẹ́ pé ó yẹ ká ṣe ohun tó tọ́ lásìkò tó tọ́, ká ṣe ohun tó yẹ lásìkò tó yẹ, ká má fi nǹkan tó yẹ ká ṣe ká má fi dá ọ̀la, torí ọ̀la lè pẹ́ jù. Ẹni tó bá yẹ ká ṣe fún ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe fún lásìkò tó yẹ ká ṣe fún. Ẹni tó yẹ ká fi ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀ fún ẹ jẹ́ ká fi fún wọn ní ìgbà tó tọ́ àti ìgbà tó yẹ. Kó má bàa wá di pé nígbà tí ó bá yá a máa sọ ohun tí ò tọ́, ohun tí ò dáa nípa wa. Gbogbo ohun tá a máa ń gbéyẹ̀wò lórí ètò ipa tèmi náà nìyí. Ohun tá a wá fẹ́ sọ lórí aṣòfin wa èyí tó papòdà yìí náà ni pé kí làwọn ipa tán ti kó, kí làwọn nǹkan tán ti ṣe. Torí àwọn náà ò lè wò ó pé ó máa yá báyìí. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn náà ti sa ipá, kí ni nǹkan tán ti ṣe, kí làwọn tán ti gbéyẹ̀wò nílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin, kí làwọn nǹkan tán ti tọwọ́ bọ̀, kí ni tán ti gbé sí iwájú ilé láti àwọn àbádòfin tán fẹ́ kó jẹ́ àbọ̀wọ́lù, kí làwọn nǹkan tán ti ṣe. Òun náà la fẹ́ fi ṣe láti fi honour wọn. A ṣe ní tribute for the deceased, the late Honourable Ṣẹ́gun Adémọ́lá Pópóọlá, the honourable member representing Ibadan South East constituency 2 in the Oyo State House of Assembly. Ẹ lè darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára www.aloreradio.com. Ẹ dẹ̀ tún lè rí wa wò lórí Facebook Aloore Radio. Ẹ lè wò wá lórí YouTube @Aloore Radio. Dẹ̀ lè sọ nǹkan tàbí ìkejì tẹ́ bá mọ̀ nípa olóògbé. Ẹ lè darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò lórí 09039853731 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 09039853731. ẹ lè sọ ìròyìn ẹ lọ sọ nǹkan tó ẹ tẹ̀ rí bí ó tẹ̀ ti ní ọ̀nà kan àbí kejì tẹ́yìn náà ti benefit lára aṣòfin tá à ń sọ yìí, tàbí ẹ tiẹ̀ ní nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ tàbí ẹ ní tribute tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe nípa wọn, ẹ lè pè wá sórí ètò lórí 09039853731. ẹ jẹ́ kí ká kí ara wa kú ara fẹ́ra kú ẹni wa tó lọ. gbogbo àwa ará ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ a fẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run fẹ́ jù wá lọ. Honorable Ṣẹ́gun Adémọ́lá Pópóọlá, gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ń ṣe lédè lẹ́yìn rẹ̀.
ikú tó pa múdà sí irú lọ́jọ́ ọjọ́ sí ló pa mádámájẹ́ ìgbé mi àjírèrèlè o àyàtí Jacobu mi Àfọlábí mama sí Joseph mi ọ̀la ìkọlá Àfọlábí sí àmàlù ògbólúwà.
Honorable Adémọ́lá Olúṣẹ́gun Pópóọlá, a bí wọn ní ọjọ́ 16 oṣù keje ní 1976 sí ìdílé bá Johnson Kọ́lápọ̀ Pópóọlá àti màmá wa Esther Ọlábísí Pópóọlá tí wọ́n ń gbé Òkòrò compound ní Agbọ̀ngbọ̀n ní ìlú Ìbàdàn. wọ́n lọ sí iléèwé alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ IMG School 2 Ẹlẹ́ta ní ìlú Ìbàdàn, níbi tí wọ́n ti gba oyè ìjáde ilé ẹ̀kọ́ àkọ́kọ́. wọ́n sì padà tẹ̀síwájú lọ sí Ìkọ́làbà Grammar School ní ìlú Ìbàdàn fún SSC certificate. ibẹ̀ náà ti darí lọ sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gbogbo nìṣe ti ìlú Ìbàdàn. ibẹ̀ náà ti gba oyè OND àti HND nínú ètò ìròyìn mass communication, OND and HND in mass communication. wọ́n sì jẹ́ àgbẹ̀, wọ́n jẹ́ àgbẹ̀ olóhun ọ̀gbìn, wọ́n ń sin àwọn nǹkan ọ̀sìn. wọ́n kó tó di pé wọ́n wá join ètò òṣèlú. nígbà tó ti wá join ètò òṣèlú yìí, ó ti ní àwọn ipa ribiribi tí wọ́n ti kó. wọ́n ti ṣe àwọn ìrónilágbára lóríṣiríṣi fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́, wọ́n ti ṣe fún àwọn opó, wọ́n ti ṣe fún àwọn tí ò ríran, àwọn àkàndá èèyàn. gbogbo àwọn nǹkan báyìí náà ti ṣe ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ wọn, ibi tí wọ́n ń ṣojú fún àwọn èèyàn tó ń ṣojú fún níbẹ̀. wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ṣe àwọn ìrónilágbára oríṣiríṣi. nínú ọdún yìí náà wọ́n ti ṣe ìrónilágbára fún àwọn èèyàn tó pọ̀ tó ní 3,000 tó ń ṣe ìrónilágbára fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ àti fún àwọn opó. Honorable Ṣẹ́gun Adémọ́lá Pópóọlá, iṣẹ́ tẹ́ ṣe sílẹ̀ yóò máa tọ̀ yín lẹ́yìn. gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni ó sì mọ rírì yín. ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ wọ́n mọ rírì yín, wọ́n mọ iṣẹ́ ribiribi tẹ́ ti ṣe, wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ gbogbo ohun tẹ́ ti gbé yẹ̀wò àti àwọn àbádòfin oríṣiríṣi èyí tẹ́ ti gbé síwájú ilé. gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni èyí tó ti jẹ́ pé ó ti di òfin ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. gbogbo ẹ̀ náà la máa yànnàná bí ètò ṣe ń lọ. ṣùgbọ́n gómìnà wa ọlọ́lá jùlọ gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé, àwọn gangan ni the chief mourner. àwọn gangan là ń kí pé wọ́n kú ara fẹ́ra kù ẹni ire tó lọ. kọ́lọ́run kó gba àbọ̀ ẹni tó lọ.
ewu rẹ̀ ó jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ nìyẹn. òjò rọ̀ kò yí dá ẹ pé kò tó dà lọ, ta ló mọ̀ gbà tí tèmi máa dá.
This is Aloore Radio, transmitted from Ibadan.
ikú pa sáhùn sáàlìú bàbá oníràmọ́ni mi ràmọ́ni yẹn bọ́ sọ̀fì.
ikú wọlé ọlá ó mú Honorable Ṣẹ́gun Adémọ́lá Pópóọlá lọ.
àfàlọ́ bí ìsàmì ikú dàrẹ́ ikú dòró ikú pa sáhùn sáàlìú ẹ̀já ńlá lọ ní ikú ẹ̀kọ́ ńlá lọ lágìjù kó máa sẹ́ẹ̀ bí ọ̀kìn o. Sansali àlàáfíà sáà ni mi ìwà lọ́mọ ẹ̀dúnjọ bí sẹ́ríkì sùmùràtù jájì bàbá àdínì mi rọrùn òye pàdé dojú àlà o.
ìgbà tí ọ̀rọ̀rìbù ṣẹ́gun adémọ́lá pópọlá ìgbà tó wà ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ti ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ àwọn ni alága ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àti oyè jíjẹ ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́ àwọn náà sì ni igbákejì fún ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń rí sí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti àwọn nǹkan mèremère wọ́n sì tún jẹ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń rí sí bí ó ṣe yẹ kí nǹkan lọ àti ẹ̀tọ́ àti òfin wọ́n ti fawọ́pọ̀ láti gbé àwọn àbádòfin kan síwájú ilé lára èyí tí ó ti jẹ́ ibi tí wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa olùbàdàn tó papòdà láìpẹ́ yìí ọba Sàlíù Àkànmú Adétúnjì wọ́n dẹ̀ tún ti gbé àbádòfin nípa ìrìn àjò afẹ́ ní ọdún 2020 àwọn àti àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wọn náà jọ gbé àbádòfin sílẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ tún wọ́n ti darapọ̀ láti àwọn fúnra wọn òun náà gbé àbádòfin eléyìí kalẹ̀ láti mọ̀ pé báwo ni àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ wa àti àwọn ìjọba ẹsẹ̀ kòkó báwo náà ṣe ń náwó àti báwo náà ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan ní ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ àwọn ni wọ́n self-sponsor bíìlì eléyìí gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó ti ṣe nígbà tí wọ́n wà ní ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin nìyẹn àti àwọn nǹkan mèremère míì tí ààyè ò gbà wá láti dárúkọ ìdí nìyí tá a fi sọ pé kí oníkálukú kó ṣe bó ṣe tọ́ àti bó ṣe yẹ kó sa ipa títí ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká kó ipa títí wa àwọn tá a ṣe fún àtàwọn tá a ṣe fún bá ṣe fún wọn bá a ṣe fún wọn àsìkò ń bọ̀ tí irú ọjọ́ báyìí náà kan oníkálukú wa kí làwọn tá a wá ṣe fún yẹn kí náà máa sọ nípa wa àwọn tí ọ̀nàrẹ́bù Ṣẹ́gun Pópóọlá tán ti ṣe fún wọn á máa sọ ohun tó tọ́ tó yẹ nípa rẹ̀ báyìí àwọn tó bá wà ní gbogbo ipò tá a bá ti wà ẹ jẹ́ ká lò ó dáadáa ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe bó ṣe tọ́ ẹ má jẹ́ ká fi ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn ará ìlú dùn wọ́n gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe máa ń sọ lórí ètò yìí ẹ má jẹ́ ká fi ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn ará ìlú dùn wọ́n kékeré náà ń bèrè nínú nǹkan tá a dì mọ́wọ́ ká ra ṣe fún wọn ìrónilágbára ni ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ni ètò ojú títì tó làgàra ni kí làwọn ètò ìlera tó tọ́ tó yẹ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ní àsìkò tó yẹ kó ká ṣe torí pé aṣòfin wa tó lọ yìí náà òun náà rò ó pé ó máa yá báyìí ṣùgbọ́n ó ti fi lẹ́gẹ́sì sílẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn náà lè máa sọ nípa ẹ̀ pé ìgbà tó wà láyé ohun tó ṣe lélẹ̀ bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé nígbà tó ń wà láyé wọ́n ti jẹ́ àlejò wa nígbà kan rí tẹ́ pé àwọn àti gómìnà wa náà lọ́jọ́ lọ fún ìpàdé tí wọ́n fi lè wá sórí ètò ṣùgbọ́n ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ ẹ̀dùn ọkàn fún wa náà la ṣe wá wò pé kò yẹ ká má lè họ́nà wọn ká má lè fún wọn ní àpọ́nlé lórí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn yìí torí pé àyè wọn la pè láti wá sórí ètò nígbà yẹn ṣùgbọ́n ìpàdé àwọn iṣẹ́ ìjọba tí wọ́n ń ṣe kò jẹ́ kán lè wá sórí ètò so la fi wò pé àsìkò yìí ó yẹ ká tẹ̀lé yànnàná ní táwọn fúnra wọn ò lè sọ nígbà yẹn ká tẹ̀lé yànnàná díẹ̀ nínú ẹ̀ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé ká ṣe ohun tó tọ́ ìgbà tá a bá kú ládèrè nígbà tí gbogbo wa bá lọ wọn á sọ ohun tó da nípa wa ẹni tó bá ṣe ohun tó tọ́ ni o ẹni tó bá ṣe ohun tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó ohun tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó náà máa sọ nípa rẹ̀ kí wá ní ẹjẹ́ àṣesílẹ̀ wọ́n ní àṣesílẹ̀ ni àbọ̀ wá bá ẹjẹ́ àṣe ohun tó dáa sílẹ̀ kí àwọn ọmọ wa náà lè rí orúkọ rere dé bá kán lè rí orúkọ rere wa kán lè rí lò torí ẹni tí orúkọ rẹ̀ ò bá dáa mọ́ tó bá gbé gbá ìbò àbò tiẹ̀ ní nǹkan kan tó fẹ́ ṣe wọ́n á níṣẹ́ ẹ̀mọ́ ọmọ lágbájá ni ṣe bóun ló ṣe lódìpọ̀ báyìí mú tí ò ṣe báyìí tí ò ṣe báyìí fún wa ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá ti ṣe dáadáa àwọn ọmọ wa náà rí orúkọ tó dáa wọ́n á rí dé bá wọ́n á rí orúkọ wa lò wọ́n á lè fi yangàn láwùjọ ìdí nìyí ìdí tá a fi gbétò ìkàlẹ̀ náà nìyí pé ẹ jẹ́ ká sa ipá wa ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ohun tó tọ́ fún àwọn ará ìlú pàtàkì jù ẹ jẹ́ ká kó ipa titi wa lórí ètò ipa tèmi òní kí ni ipa tí wọ́n ti kó ipa tí Honorable Ṣẹ́gun Adémọ́lá Pópóọlá ipa tó ti kó òun náà là ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa yìí bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé a lè mọ̀ tán bí a lè mọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ sọ bí ọlọ́rọ̀ tó bá pọ́n wà láyé ó láwọn nǹkan tó tún máa rí sọ tó ti ṣe ṣùgbọ́n díẹ̀ náà ta ti lè sọ yìí náà a lè sọ pé ẹni yìí kò kọ́ ṣe pé ó kàn wà nílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin kò sí nǹkan kan tó rí mú bọ̀ ó gbóúnjẹ fẹ́ gbẹ́ ó gbà ó bọ̀ ó dẹ̀ tún gbà ó padà wá sílé ó tún ṣe ohun tó tọ́ fáwọn tó ń ṣojú fún inú ọdún yìí náà àwa náà wà bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà tán tún ṣe ìrónilágbára fún àwọn èèyàn wọn fún àwọn agbègbè wọn fún àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ìdí nìyí ẹ jẹ́ ṣe ohun tó tọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ipa títí wa ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ohun tó tọ́ bí ìjọba bá ń ṣe tiwọn tí gómìnà bá ń ṣe tiwọn tí ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin náà bá ń ṣe tiwọn aráàlú náà ṣe tiwọn because to whom much is given much is expected ẹni tá bá ti ṣe dáadáa sí àwọn ará ìlú ló dìbò náà jáde tán dìbò yàn yín sípò tẹ́yìn náà bá give back to them kò tí ì pọ̀ jù tẹ́yìn náà bá dẹ̀ ti give back to them àwọn náà tún give back to you back to back ni so ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká máa ṣe ohun tó tọ́ ní ìgbà tó yẹ àti ìgbà tó tọ́.
kànú aliluwa dàmú wà musa wà isa bali wà múlíkù sùláìmọ̀nà aláhùnmọ̀ yàrá bí o sẹ́lẹ̀.
alábala méjì ni ètò ti tèní bá ṣe ń fi abala kan ta fi ń yànnàná àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi àti iṣẹ́ rere tí olóògbé honourable Ṣẹ́gun Adémọ́lá Pópóọlá tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Pósìn ta fi ń yànnàná ní abala kejì a ní àwọn àlejò kan náà ní inú kulu wa ń bì báyìí àwọn náà ni aṣojú fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Yejide Girls Grammar School tó wà ní Mọ̀lété ní ìlú Ìbàdàn nígbà tí a bá padà dé ẹ máa gbóhùn wọn.
ọjọ́ ìní alùbáríkà ọjọ́ là bá wa sílẹ̀.
ọgbà tí a ṣe jiná lóde ìrànjẹ làwọn aláṣẹ ìjókòó tí wọ́n fẹ́ máa jẹ ọba ni wọ́n ṣe gàyà díẹ̀ ná ìlú ló láṣẹ ẹjẹ ìlú ó jẹun náà ìdí nìyí tó fi jẹ́ pé ẹ̀tọ́ ìlú là ń fowó ìlú ṣe nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ̀rí bí ní ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wa ṣe ń jògèrè LAUTECH ti di tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ilé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé bíi 40 ló ti wẹ̀wọ̀ ọ̀tún pẹ̀lú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tòun àti irinṣẹ́ tó pójú owó iṣẹ́ sì ti fẹ́ẹ̀ parí pẹ̀lú lórí 100 míì jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ààbò tó dájú òun ohun amáyédẹrùn ní ìṣokùnfà ìdásílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá láwùjọ òun náà nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fi wà nípò kẹta nínú àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tí ń pawó wọlé jùlọ lábẹ́lé nílẹ̀ wa ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀dọ́ ló ti láǹfààní ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ lọ́nà ti gbàlódé táṣeyọrí yìí ó sì jẹ́ kó ń jẹ́ sùn wà bọ̀ láìpẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àtòṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ń gbowó wọn lásìkò pápá àṣírí Adámàsìngbà àtàwọn inú ojú pópó tí ń sòrú dọ̀sán ńkọ́ àwọn ìlú ti sọ pásì ìwádùn níṣèjọba yìí fi ń mọrírì gbogbo àwọn aláṣẹ gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ló ń sọ fún wa pé pẹ̀lú ìṣọ̀kan wa oòrùn tó kù lókè yìí ó táṣọ ọgbẹ.
iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìròyìn àṣà ohun ìrìn àjò afẹ́ tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ń kéde.
You are listening to Aloore Radio, Ibadan, Nigeria.
alùbáríkà ọjọ́ là bá wa sílẹ̀ kún oore tuntun. gbogbo sọmọrí ó tó bá jí lówùrọ̀ àtọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ aláwùrọ̀ bí kò bá sì rí kálukú o. mo wá ń jáde lálẹ́ ní ó Elédùmarè láti lọ ṣiṣẹ́ ọjọ́ mi Ọlọ́run dá fún ṣàánú lómi o. torí pé ìwọ nìkan lẹ́mi yóò mọ̀ ọ́ lọ́rọ́ lérò wá sí ní ṣe mo lọ àmì ìkan àbíwọ́. mo fẹ́ra nílé pẹ̀lú bísímì láyì àmàní ara yìí ni ọba jẹ́ ń darí bọ̀ wálé pẹ̀lálì àmúrùlé láyé o. iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa lọ́nà yóò ń kárí ọwọ́ kì í rẹnu àìní ìdẹ̀yìn o àdá kì í roko àìní bọ̀ wálé àtẹ̀gbẹ́lẹ̀ ẹsẹ̀ bẹ̀nà o jẹun bá.
You are listening to Aloore Radio, Ibadan, Nigeria.
àjànàkú bí kò sí ilẹ̀ ojoojú ọmọdé bá bí ẹ̀yà ni yóò máa jọ ọmọ àjànàkú wọ́n ti ní ìyá.
You are listening to Aloore Radio, Ibadan, Nigeria.
ọlọ́run ló pé pèsè wà lọ́nà orin. ọlọ́run ló pé pèsè wà lọ́nà orin. ọlọ́run ló pé pèsè wà.
ẹ káàbọ̀ padà sórí ètò lórí ètò ipa tèmi òun náà lẹ tún ti ń gbóhùn wa ní ọ̀sán yìí.
ṣiṣẹ́ kékeré o káṣá ti rèrè tó pọ̀. bàbá ṣiṣẹ́ kékeré o káṣá ti rèrè tó pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. ọlọ́run ló pé pèsè wà lọ́nà orin. iṣẹ́ lógun ṣẹ̀dá kún múra sí tiẹ̀ ẹni ṣiṣẹ́ jàre òṣè ó dájú ọ̀rẹ́ wa. iṣẹ́ òun mi mo ṣe bọ̀rọ̀ lóhùn mi o. lọ́mọdé lágbà lápàtẹ́pá mọ́ṣẹ́. iṣẹ́ lógun ṣe ní ara mi o. nínú wa ní barista lọ́ọ̀yà o tó bá ṣe iṣẹ́.
We are still on Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat, Agodi, Ibadan. You're welcome back to your program, My Impact. We have a guest in the house, the representative of Yejide Girls Grammar School. Can we meet you, sir?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Rahman Oluremi Audu. I'm the representative of Yejide Girls Grammar School, Malete, school situated at Malete area in Ibadan. Thank you.
As we all know that one of the cardinal 4 points agenda of the Executive Governor of Oyo State, His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde, is education. And these public schools, as since the inception of this administration, the government has been supervising and monitoring the educational system. So what do you have for us? Why are you here?
All right, I am here today to actually, I won't say to advertise, but actually showcase what we've been doing inside Yejide Girls Grammar School in line with the mission and possibly vision of the governor of the state.
Yeah.
That is trying to use education to actually empower and to liberate most of the people of Oyo State, courtesy their children. I think this is one of the reasons that involved is that informed is making school free in the first instance for everybody.
Education.
Now, the school being free has actually led to turnout of more students in the school. So the program we have in our school has always been the brainchild of our amiable principal. This is Oyedoyin Alabi, who actually will always meet us to ask questions on what we can do to actually make our students better, apart from schooling and the rest. Because we all notice that these students, looking at their background, most of them eventually they should finish school. God has everything in his hand. God is the owner of everything. Most of them may not likely have the opportunity of attending higher institution. So while in the school, while in the secondary school, the principal has actually drawn programs that we, in a way, liberate these students, give them what they will be looking up to in future. I don't know if I should continue or you will.
You continue.
All right. Like for example, every day in the morning in our school, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, this is always the day we have our newspaper casting and the rest. And we always invite people in the school. In the morning, the student will cast news. They will read to at least to create that critique mind.
Being a public school.
Yeah, being a public school. And on Wednesday, there is always a curricular where we have program line up for all the clubs that we have in the school. The literary and debating club, the press club, the agri farmers club, the jet club, the entrepreneurial vocational club, a lot of them in the school. And these have been set aside for all these clubs to come over on these Wednesdays to have their, and on Fridays the paper will continue. For example, last year when I joined them, because I joined them recently anyway, the entrepreneur stroke vocational skill day was shown. We invited schools around us based on what the students have been practicing, rehearsing before we call on these schools to come and see us. We showcase bags, shoes, auto gele, automat, some other good things, even soap making. We have them in the school. All these things were done by the school, the students themselves.
By the students.
Yes, only guided and monitored by the teachers in charge. So this is what we did last year. So for this year, what we had in mind, I think what the principal was thinking or looking at was that we can no longer organize competitions for students, because when we were in school, I remember I attended the school near Ibadan Grammar School, Malete, and before I could even finish around that, I have friends in other schools, courtesy football, literary and debate, cultural group and the rest. But today we don't have them again. Why? Because students would prefer to fight, to be violent most of the time. So our principal now thought these things are going away. Apart from the basketball team that we have that has always been coming first in this, even last week, some 2 weeks ago, we still won a particular cup organized by Oyo State and the rest in Adamasingba. Our school came first. This has always been the practice in the school. So the principal now thought perhaps we can bring back this thing. Apart from making the students know themselves, that they will be friends, it will also inculcate in them that academic excellence. Because before anybody can actually come out to stand, face the crowd, to talk on any topic that has been given, he has to do a kind of academic research, academic work. So another reason why we thought of this is that we believe if students are having this type of program and inter-schools, we invited about 18 schools. Now I think 10
within
of them, within our catchment area, for example, Northeast, Southeast, and Southwest. Big schools. Loyola, GCI, Ibadan Grammar School, St. Anne's, Wesley, St. Teresa's, all of them. If not for the examination time, that's the timing, but still at that, students came, and our grand finale is coming up on 27th of this month, tentatively. Of this July, where we have 8 schools that are going to face one another to contest, to speak. Students will speak facing audience. We have invited people, even the Honorable Commissioner for Education has been invited, our ZI, the LIE, chairman of local government, all the local government that I've mentioned, Southeast, Southwest, all of them will probably be coming by special grace of God. We also invited the traditional leaders too, that they should come over, apart from to grace the occasion. And so it has been so far so good. The experience of the knockout stage that we had last week on the 13th actually showed that Nigeria has a future if we can try and see what the student can do through this type of programs and the rest.
And in sports, how are they faring?
I wouldn't know of any other school, but as far as I am concerned, even before now, until recently that I joined, I've been hearing of the Ejide basketball. Yes. The Ejide basketball team has always been the number one in Oyo State.
In Oyo State.
At the federal level, you cannot just, they are not pushovers. But in Oyo State, as far as we are concerned, we have always been there. Lores, you need to, is a pity.
You didn't come with them.
Yes, we'll have seen the rest of Corps and every other thing that the school have won. Recently, just last week, we went to Adamasingba to receive yet another cup that the students won. And our school, we have 2 schools, the junior and the senior. I'm talking on behalf of Yejide because Yejide is one. That particular basketball team comprises students from the junior school and the senior school. So everything has always been Yejide, but I tell you, that is what has been going on in the school so far.
Wow, that's a great achievement for Yejide Girls Grammar School. Though I have been hearing such from that school because I attended St. Anne's School. But I know Yejide has been there always in basketball. So on this issue of literary and debate, what are those topics that you think they are speaking on?
Yes, the committee in charge, the committee of 7-8 men sat down and we ruminated on topics that are topical in nature for the students, because we want them to be carried along. We notice that most of our students they don't have that critical mind again. Maybe because of what is happening around them, the economic impact is not even helping. But that notwithstanding, so we thought of topics that has to do with, for example, restructuring in Nigeria, a way out. That's a topic.
Yeah.
Then kidnapping and banditry. For example, government or the masses is to be blamed. Reliance on petroleum or crude oil, a way out for Nigeria or agriculture. Then violence in school, because we noticed that recently schools, there is this violence all over. Violence in school, parents' fault or government fault. So these are some of the topics that the students will be, even things that are happening around us.
Trending issues.
Yes, trending like banditry, kidnapping, and the rest. We are topics that
Recently, we learned from federal government Guest College, Oyo.
All right.
The teacher that assaulted a student of the school. What do you say to that? And we learned the principal is trying to shield the man from the punishments.
Well, I wouldn't, as far as we are
Is
concerned,
it about the school or about humanity? About the girl that has been assaulted?
it has to do with personally, to me, I'm not saying my mind. Whatever I say here on this particular is not about the school now. I'm representing myself as far as I want to be. It has to do with the teacher, the personality of that adult. The moment you call the teacher ought to have seen himself as a father or a mother to that girl. Now no teacher, no parent would like to see or experience what that girl has experienced in his or her daughter. So if the teacher has actually passed through the education he is claimed to have studied in the school, he ought to have known, because the essence of the teachers in the school are the surrogate parents. They are the parent. Between the hour of 8 to 4 or 3, as the case may be in schools, you are the parent. And teacher does not even teach alone. You have other duties that you do. As a parent, if this is your daughter, will you have had that guts, that madness, sorry to say, to go ahead and do such a thing with the student? So teachers need to do such a teacher. I think the best thing is to handle him in the ways or manners of the law. But there are set down rules and whatever that are guiding our profession as a teacher. This is one of the things, one of the unethical things that is not expected of anybody, apart from other ones that we know. But I want to say that teacher ought to be dealt with because he has actually contravened the ethics of our profession.
So, which way are you curbing this in your own school?
All right. One of the ways of curbing it is that most of the time we have female teachers too. They are always around to teach, to give the students what we call sex education. Things that has to do with how they carry themselves, their comportment, their carriage as a girl. Apart from this thing, apart from that one, there are other programs that we always invite NGOs to come around and speak to them. Then the number one tool that we give them is that they must speak up. Whatever the case may be, they just have to speak up. They must not keep quiet. Whatever is going wrong, even at home, some of them will confide in teacher, this is what we are experiencing, and parents will be invited to say this is what your boy told us, because some parents, the parents are not just there. Maybe because of economic reasons, or maybe because of broken, for reasons best known to them anyway. But being in the school, we have taken this one up as our own work, because we know teaching is God's work, and it's only God that can reward teacher. Yeah, and even some people who say teachers' reward is not in this world. I want to say that is not correct. Now we take our reward, because some of our students that we have taught, most of the things I told you concerning the vocational and training, most of the equipment that we are using in the school today were actually supplied by those students. So I want to say a big thank you to them. I'm using the opportunity to thank the yoga, that's the Old Girls Grammar School Association. They are actually on the ground in the school. If you visit the school, you see their hand. So they too, on occasions, they come and tell the children this is how to behave. Look at all, we have doctors, lawyers, even the present Director General of NAFDAC happened to be a student of HDD. So the woman is always on the ground, she and her children. This is a way of encouraging them, to tell them that whatever they are passing through now can never be the end of their life. It's just one of the challenges to successes. That is what we always tell them.
So when is this literary and debate coming up now?
By God's grace, we hope to have it on the 27th. because recently we are contemplating perhaps if the exam is shifted, then we have to communicate all our schools. I mean the schools that are coming participating schools to call to the change of date, but I'm not too sure we are changing. Except the exam, we actually disturb the date. But for now, the 27th of this month is the grand finale where we have invited the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Honorable Abdulwasi Olatunbosun, our LIE, chairman of local government, all the local government, and other important dignitaries around Oyo State, that they should come and grace the occasion. That's what's.
But truancy in school, how do you handle that? Because when you pass some school, you pass by, you see some students. Like yesterday, I was coming through Malete. Right. I saw some students of Ibadan Grammar School and all other nearby schools. They were just littering the streets.
Actually, it is not to favor or to cover the principles of the school. Meetings have been in fact, has been ongoing for over 2 or 3 weeks now on all the problems of the school. I want to say categorically that most of the students that you see on our roads today will not or may not even be students that are regular in the school, because by 8
but they wear their uniforms.
Yes, they are always in uniform. Some of them, I want to be sincere with you, are not in school. Some have been sent away, but you still see them in that uniform.
But
Some
I think there
them,
should be a way. If there will be a task force that will be enforcing them that they should not be on the road.
There's a task force that is always under the bridge, along the road that led to all these 7 schools. But do you know all these task force, after working for a while, they have periods, they have to leave and enter. Then most of this transit has to come from home. When you, for example, if you invite a boy that has always been coming late to school and he tells you, my parents did not give me transport fare. Where are you living? I'm living at maybe Songo. So how do you have such a boy? And teachers have been trying with their little they can give. Our principal, we have a post separated for such occasions. We have students from less privileged,
for humanitarian,
yes, that we give them transport fare, so as to encourage them. Somehow we even bought uniform for them.
Wow.
We want you to look good. This is how you should look like, and we have always been discouraging it. Our old school has fence. So the moment you are not inside the school by 8 latest, then you are on your own. And if you have to come in, you will see the punishment you will face to serve as deterrent for that. But in the actual sense of it, some students will just have to come late. Look at that scenario I painted now. A parent that is less care, she doesn't know whether the girl has actually even taken her breakfast before, not even talk of giving the boy or girl transport fare. Apart from this is the environmental factor that you see some other students that they want to join, and parent meetings have always been there. Just last week we had another parent teachers meeting again to discuss concerning next term, because we are always on the ground to make sure that whatever any problem we notice in our school this term, by next session we address. This has always been the uniqueness of our principal and the entire staff of AGD Girls Grammar School. And
the name of your principal is Mrs. Oyedoyin Alabi.
Yes.
We appreciate you so much for all this, for complementing the efforts of the state government in giving qualitative education to our wards. At this end, we appreciate you for coming to the program.
Thank you very much.
We hope when next you have any other program or we invite you, you'll be here.
Yes, I will be here. And I want to thank you, the management. Maybe I'll start from the governor, the commissioner himself, and maybe the studio manager. I don't know whoever is
Mrs.
there.
Boyede Ojo.
Yeah, Mrs. Boyede Ojo, and your personal self and the crew member that are here. I want to thank you that we are very, very grateful for this opportunity. Anytime you want to call on us, you can always do that. I will be here to do whatever you ask us to do. And to speak
because
on
you're telling the public the impression that the public schools cannot.
Yes. So for now, as
so you are changing the reading
under this present government
administration
of GSM so far. It has been so far. So students can come to government school now. Or the newly recruited teacher, the teachers on the ground before the newly recruited ones came around, they have been doing superb job, and you could see the difference in the rating of Oyo State schools.
Wow!
So that is to tell
we thank God for that, and we thank God for giving us this welfareist governor, His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
At this end, we draw the curtain this week until next week, when we bring another topical issue onto the program, my impact towards development of Oyo State. I am Yetunde Fadipe Oladepo. Bye for now.
This is Aloore Radio, transmitting from